What do you guys do here? Tell them about it.
Here at Fever Solution Center, Tuesdays and Fridays at 1, we have employment classes. We help our residents learn about resumes, and we have a master application we help them complete. It just puts all of their information like job history, education history, and their skills and experience. One of the biggest things that a lot of people, not just ex-offenders, aren't very good at is verbalizing their skills. So we really practice on how to verbalize what they know how to do. I try to teach them that even if you just had it off for a couple days at a place, you did learn how to do something there. And a lot of the skills are transferable into another job. For people like us, ex-offenders, it is hard to look ahead. Look at our past. That is what it is. It's our past. But we can use what we learned in our past and apply it to our future. So even if a person had 7 or 8 different jobs that they only worked 2 or 3 days, or maybe a week or 2 till they got their first check, all of those jobs can be used to build their skills and experience.
What's the biggest roadblock that you see them running into when looking for a job?
Most people who have felony backgrounds don't know how to look for a job. Felony is a barrier. However, I have found that our residents learn to talk about what they learned from the past and how they can use it in their future. A lot of employers are willing to work with them and give them a job. And a lot of times, we try to get them to talk and convince, their employer that they would be an asset and it would help build our community by giving them a chance. I have found that drug felonies, companies will hire people with drug felonies. If it's a breach of trust felony like that or criminal conversion, that's a little bit harder to get a job. But they just have to go in and just be honest, say this is what I did, and I don't do that anymore. I teach our residents to say I'm living at Freebirds. I'm now accountable not only to your business, I'm accountable to Freebirds. I'm accountable to the court system. I'm accountable to my probation officer. I'm taking drug screens on a pretty even basis. I just need a chance. Would you give me a chance? The application will get the job. Learning how to fill out an application appropriately will get a person to the interview, and that's where all key learning comes in, is the interview. We go through interview etiquette and how to dress. I know when I was a resident here in 2005, I had no clue what even wear to an interview, let alone even go look for a job. So we teach you about when you go to look for a job, you dress like you're going to the interview. A lot of online applications now, you don't need to be dressed for them, but it's still important to learn how to dress, and makeup and jewelry, and a lot of people have a lot of visible tattoos. We teach you about how to cover those up, wear long sleeves, wear a belt, presentable, shiny shoes. When I came here in 2006, it was hard to find a job, so I took the first job I could get, and I was real blessed. I got a job cleaning hotel rooms. I worked 6 days a week, and we had a nurse here. She was on staff, and she said, well, you have to look at all the good jobs that you've messed up, and look at this as a way to redeem yourself and build a reference. And so I really stress on that today, that even if you do get a job that you absolutely cannot stand, you don't want to be there, you hate to go to work, get up and do it anyway, and do what you're supposed to do while you're there, because you will build a reference. Ex-offenders don't have good references, and by the time you're 35, you really can't meet your parents. I suggest if you're in a church, meet their pastor. The pastor will always be a good reference, and you got to start somewhere.
Start beginning it.
We serve about 230 residents a year, and 9 out of 10 of those residents get here and do not have a job. So it is important. It's an important part of recovery. We feel it teaches our residents to be responsible, and the dignity of work is our mission statement, and it just helps a person feel better about yourself all over. And besides, just the felony barrier and the not knowing how to look for a job, a lot of ex-offenders have this big, huge fear. They're afraid to look for a job. They've got themselves convinced that they're going to be told no. So those employment classes on Tuesdays and Fridays are a big recovery support for employment. That's what I tell everybody these meetings are. Even if you feel like you know how to look for a job, it's just like recovery meetings. We call them recovery meetings for employment. It's a confidence builder to let people know, we do care if you get a job, and let's hear your concerns, but it's fear.
Sure can get frustrating too.
Right. We had one resident here 2 years ago. He put in 74 job applications and had 11 interviews before he got a job. And every day he came to my desk and said, I'm not going to job looking for a job. And I said, well, you're going to get a job. You're going to get a job. And he did get a job eventually, and he still works there today. So he said he loved it there. It's a job that he really wanted. He's working in the back of the kitchen. He's a cook now. Went from washing dishes. He's now a cook. So working out really well for him. And another big thing that I have found is, okay, everybody loves to have a job. But people like us, ex-offenders, we need just a little bit more encouragement. We're doing what we should be doing anyway, and it's high five, yeah, go get those applications in, all right, you got a job. And it's just seeing the joy on a person's face when they're coming, I got an interview, I did 5 job applications today, right on, good job. Okay, yes, I understand that's what we should be doing anyway, but I just know how when I got my first job, how awesome that feeling was, and I just think we should just give some reward. All right, hooray.
I think a lot of people need that. Very true. What's your success rate here of helping place people? I know you said 9 out of 10 people that come here don't have jobs.
Our success rate is 100%, because when our residents step through the doors, they learn the truth here at Freebird Solution Center, and I believe everyone here is a success story just because they walked in the building.